A number of things about this story that we're going to get to. Of course, this is some developing in new news, new ethical questions surrounding Justice Thomas. A report from ProPublica details more undisclosed financial ties to Crow, who's a Republican megadonor. We have much more, and Rachel Scott reports for us.
This morning, growing outrage over Supreme Court Justice Clarence Thomas and his financial ties to a real estate mogul. Public records obtained by the nonprofit journalism outlet ProPublica appear to show billionaire Harlan Crow purchased 3 properties in Savannah, Georgia from the Thomas family in 2014. Among them, the single-story home where Thomas's mother had been living and where the conservative justice spent part of his childhood.
That is the worst place I've ever lived. My all-encompassing word is gross, and it was putrid.
Crow reportedly paying over $133,000 for the home and 2 vacant lots, significantly more than ProPublica reports for other properties that Crow purchased on the same block. Just $40,000 for a pair of buildings bought a year earlier. In a statement to ABC News, Crow said the properties were bought at a market rate with the intention to one day create a public museum at the Thomas home dedicated to telling the story of our nation's second Black Supreme Court justice. Either way, Thomas now faces legal questions after failing to report the purchases on financial disclosure forms. Although Supreme Court justices are not bound by any code of ethics, a decades-old federal law requires disclosure of financial transactions over $1,000. That includes real estate sales.
Whether or not this type of ethics violation is going to actually result in any kind of penalty is a big question. We're in uncharted waters here.
If you were a normal government official, there's an entire sort of ethics infrastructure to enforce these rules. But one of the big questions here is whether anyone actually has the power to enforce the law when it comes to Supreme Court justices.
Thomas's ties to Crow run deep. He's called the GOP megadonor a dear personal friend. ProPublica's earlier reporting of Crow's funding of years of luxury travel and vacations is already raising questions. The justice said in a statement last week he was advised that this sort of personal hospitality from close personal friends who did not have business before the court was not reportable.